Hey everyone, this is Lisa from Life in Layouts, and today I'm going to be using the Whole Picture Volume 2 sketch number 5. I'm going to be using this older collection from Bella Boulevard called Birthday Girl. I'm going to be scrapbooking photos of myself. A couple of years ago, I guess probably about 4 or 5 years ago now, I was talking to a friend about the fact that I don't ever get to document simple things about myself, sometimes like even birthday layouts, because maybe I don't do big events for my birthday. And that person was like, well, why don't you use the Snapchat filters to take photos of yourself on those particular days, holidays or your birthday or things like that. And the very first layout that I did, I will link it at the end of the video, was an Easter layout. I loved that idea. So that has now become a tradition in our family, even though Eli is now with me, and so I have all these other photos that I have during holidays. I still revert back to taking selfies with the Snapchat filters. So these particular photos were taken in 2020 and they were taken on my birthday. So some of them are silly photos, some of them are actual just random photos of me. Definitely have some very heavy filters on them, and you'll see that when I pull them out. I went heavy with the pinks and purples in this particular layout. I love this collection. I know it's for like little girls. I think that I definitely brought it up a notch, and it does look more maybe an adult girl. It is still very, very girly. Don't get me wrong. I love all of the 1-inch strips on the far right hand side. I was able to just really bring in all the different colors. So I have this like dark pink that has circles on it, a purple grid paper. I have music notes for tone on tone pink as well as very colorful ones. I have a crosshatch in the dark pink. I have a heart paper as well as a green polka dot, and then I do repeat some of those. So the heart paper and the green polka dots are not repeated, but those get covered up quite a bit with the photo that I'm going to place in that area. This sketch calls for 5 photos, and this is one of my favorite sketchbooks because it only has 4x6 photos on it. All of the photos are in a portrait size because obviously that's what you use with Snapchat. I did decide to ink up all of the edges in a shaded lilac, which is this really light purple color. For some reason, the papers on the right weren't a 1-inch. Some of them were 1 inches, some of them were 1 1/8 of an inch. I decided to just go with it because trying to cut down 1-inch paper would be very difficult, and I was like, I'll just paper shave the edge of it off if I need to. I am using my T-square ruler to make sure that the paper at the top lines up, and I knew I was going to put a 1/4-inch strip at the top and the bottom, so I was okay with it not necessarily lining up at the bottom, and you can definitely see that there's lots of different pieces there. I did end up putting the pink paper down too early, so I had to take that up and then add the purple. So what I did was I started with the dark pinks on either side and then moved in with the colors. And then from there, in the center, I just have the green and the hearts. I did cut a 1/4-inch strip in the stripe paper for this collection, but I felt like it was too busy with all of the other stripe papers, so I ended up deciding not to use that. On the left-hand side, you have the 3 photos, and they are staggered. Then you have a block of paper on the top and bottom to make a full grid design. I went ahead and pulled out my Bella Boulevard petite prints, trying to find a piece that would work. I have all of the different petite prints, and I did end up using this tone on tone blue striped paper. There's very little blue. Actually, it's very hard to see. The blue is very prominent in the heart paper that's on the left hand side, as well as the music note paper. And since there was only a little bit of it in the paper right now, I felt like the blue really popped against all of those pinks and purples and that green as well. I've had this 1/4-inch adhesive for a while, and for some reason it did not stick on this paper. I actually ended up having to use liquid adhesive on these 1/4-inch strips because they weren't sticking down. So I don't know if it's because it's older. It is kind of starting to look a little ragged. I lost the inner cardboard piece, so it doesn't even hold its shape anymore. It's very interesting. So let me know in the comments below, have you guys ever had an issue with your 1/4-inch adhesive not adhering down? Or really any adhesive? Have you ever had adhesive that was just so old that it just stopped sticking? Once I get the 1/4-inch strip down on the right hand side, I do go ahead and lay my photos over on the left, just using my T-square ruler to make sure that they were all straight. I did make sure that the paper that I was using on the left lined up with the bottom of the 1-inch strips on the right so that I could line up the 1/4-inch strips correctly on either side. So once I get the 1/4-inch strip down on the left-hand side, obviously I'm going to paper shave because you know that's what I do best. I just cut off a 1/8 of an inch, just a tiny little sliver on all of the sides that have any paper sticking out. The 2 photos that I use on the right-hand side are my favorite, and I decided that I needed to back them because that 1-inch paper on the back was super busy. I went through my basil bling trying to find some paper. I really wanted the mats to pop against the pattern paper. I ended up with this purple basil bling. I adhered both of my photos down to the basil bling using my T-square ruler, and then I will use my layering guides to cut them out. So let me know in the comments below, is this something that you guys are willing to try, or is it something that you're already doing? Do you use those special filters on Snapchat to capture moments during the holidays? I love the little heart one that has the date on it, so it actually has my birthday on it. And that's just another way to add the date without having to add it to the layout since it's already on the photo. I did fussy cut out that hippopotamus. I thought I was going to use him. He was super cute. I just couldn't make him work on the layout. I have these doilies that I picked up from Target's Dollar Spot a long time ago. I went ahead and added that, and I thought maybe I could put the hippo on top of the doily, but she just didn't fit. I do leave her there for a couple minutes trying to decide. Over on the left-hand side, on the yellow chevron paper, I found a little birthday cake. These came from my embellishment books. It had a dimensional sticker on it, but I went ahead and took that off because it has dimensional pieces on it already. So I felt like it didn't need another pop dot on it. I also pulled out the green bling to add to that doily, and that's when I realized that the hippopotamus just wasn't going to work. Over on the far left-hand side on that green polka dotted paper, I do add a wood veneer that says celebrate, and it has a purple color heart on it. And basically what I did was look through my embellishment books, just trying to find pieces in white, pink, purple, and that aqua teal color. I found these white hearts that had a heart cut out in the center, really like that. I did fussy cut that purple flower with the star in the center of it from the pattern paper, and I found a pink butterfly as well. Then I pulled out my color boxes in purple, pink, and blue and really added a ton of enamel shapes in each one of the clusters. So I have enamel hearts in purple, pink, white, and the aqua color. I also pulled out some bling in the pink and added those. And I also found these like white glittery hearts, which were really pretty. So adding a bunch of those to the right-hand side, but I will be adding some to the left-hand side as well. I pulled out my glue press to make sure that all of the pieces were going to stay down. I found this tag that says be happy, and it's very glittery, so I added that to the hearts. I felt like it was just enough little embellishment piece up there. And then I also added an aqua heart up there next to the be happy. This tag here I think is my oldest piece of embellishment. I think I got this from the very first expo that I ever attended. It says happy birthday. When you move it, you can see happy on one side and birthday on the other. I did a little video in the close-ups. You'll be able to see it there. I'm trying to decide what stitching I wanted to use, and I did this layout after my family photos layout, which I think has already been posted, and I was really scared about what to use, so I just went with a straight stitch because I didn't want to mess it up. I do my stitching off camera, and then I pull out these green glittery stickers to add the year 2020. And then that is it for this video. Here is my final layout as well as some close-ups. You can definitely see all of the fabulous bling in each one of these clusters. I think that it turned out beautifully. And then here is that little video that I created that you can see where it says happy birthday, twisting a little bit. If you enjoyed this video, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already and you want to see more double page layout inspiration, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope that you have a scrappy day.